Om Namah Narayani. Good morning, good evening, wherever we are all joining in from. Today to our 63rd class, week 63, and we will be looking at Sri Lalitha Narayani's names from 433 to 439. Let us begin with our prayers. Jnana-rūpāya vidmahi Shaktiyam saya dhimahi Tanno Shaktiyam ma prachodayāt. Om Jnana-rūpāya vidmahi Shaktiyam saya dhimahi Tanno Shaktiyam ma prachodayāt. Om Jnana-rūpāya vidmahi Shaktiyam saya dhimahi Tanno Shaktiyam ma prachodayāt. Om Sarva-mangala-mangalye Shive Sarvartha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostate. Om Sarva-mangala-mangalye Shive Sarvartha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostate. Om Sarva-mangala-mangalye Shive Sarvartha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostate. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavit Vishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhyanam Sindhuraruna Vigraham Trinayana Manikya-maulispurat Taranayaka-sekhara Smita-mukhi Mapena-vakshoruha Panibhyam-alipurna-ratna-chashakam Raktotpalam bibhratim Saumyam ratna-ghatastarakta-charanam Dhyayet paramambikam Dhyayet padmasanasthan Vikasita-vadanam padmapatra yatakshim hemabham pitavastram karakalita nasat hema padvam varangi sarvalankarayuktam satatam abhayatam bhaktanam ram bhavani Shri Vidyam Shantamurtim Sakala Suranutam Sarva Sampat Pradatrim Sakunkuma Vilepanam Chumbi Kasturikam Samanda Hasitekshanam Sachara Chapa Pasankusam Vasesha Janamohini Marunamaya Bhushujwalam Japa kusuma bhasuram, japa vidhau smaredambikam. Varunam karunatarangitakshim, thrutapasam kusapushpa bharna chapam, animadhibhiravrutam khairaha nityeva vibhavaye mahisi. Om Aim Hrim Shreem Om Namo Narayanaye Om Shreem Shreematre Namah Swaha. Om Namo Narayanaye. Let us begin with her 433rd name. Om Śreem Mada pāṭala ganda bhuvē namah swaha. 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 Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, whose cheeks are rosy hued due to her enraptured, blissful state. Or it could mean her cheeks are perfumed and painted with musk and patala flowers. Mada, we saw in the earlier name, is in that drunken state, and that drunken with what? In the state of bliss. She's so enraptured, soaking in that state of bliss, which is her, in her own nature. And in that inebriated state, her cheeks have turned rosy. Patala is light red, which is the same as rose, and it can be equated to the rose flower, and it's rosy hued. So we use blush to give that rosy tint to the cheeks. To her, it comes naturally in that state that she's in. Pāṭala also can mean another flower, pāṭala flower, padri flower. And this flower, women adorn themselves. Sri Lalitha Narayani adorns herself with the flowers, pāṭala flowers. And as a way of decoration, she can use, mother can also mean kasuri, which is the musk. And we have seen the reference of musk several times, and it's a very special ingredient for the fragrance. Today we will be seeing quite a few of her names related to the fragrance. And it's said that she uses flowers, and with musk she has painted or adorned herself, and with the musk and the patala flower, she's rubbed it on her cheeks. And the description of all these, we've seen her as the Brahman, the formless one, the one who is beyond all concepts of the mind and speech. And we come back now, it's more like grounding, coming back to her physical form. The dhyana meditation, the dhyana sloka we see is fully her description of her physical, as we see her in the physical form, the mind, the captures from the description. So we are going from her physical form, we have gone through all her Brahman state of course, without any of the qualifications. And now the mantras are bringing us back to her physical form. It's grounding us into her again in that physical entity form. Her bhu is this region. So ganda is the cheek, and not just the cheek. Sometimes we put a dot there. It's like if you have seen little babies, especially in India, when they bathe the baby, they really beautify the baby, adorn, deck the baby up, and then they put a little dot on the cheek. And it says it's like for drishti, when someone comes on with so much, looks at something beautiful, different admixture of thoughts come in. Good thoughts, and we don't know, sometimes even some negative thoughts. And they understand that thoughts can impact whoever is being thought about. So they put this dot, it's like a blackish dot they put on the cheek. It is like a distraction, like you have everything beautiful and you put a little dot to remove that aspect, that it's to remove that perfection, so that the mind gets caught in that and it distracts, takes away the negativity. It looks like the bhu region, the ganda bhu is that region of the cheek with all its hues and its shining in her inebriated state, with her musk and the patala flower rubbed on her with that rosy hue, with the dot and everything. It's like showing all the beauty and clearing whatever the viewer's negativity is. It removes and clears that. And only the good, the beautiful thoughts remain when we connect with the divine, when we connect with the baby, when we see that. So it's a system that just takes in only the good and filters away whatever is not good. Just getting into the essence of just the beauty and the goodness of the divine. The 434th name, Om Śreem candana-drava-digdhāṅgyai namah swaha. Om Śreem candana-drava-digdhāṅgyai namah swaha. Om Śreem candana-drava-digdhāṅgyai candana-drava-digdhāṅgyai, digdhāṅgyai, namah swaha, namah swaha. Om Shri candana-drava-digdhāṅgyai, namah swaha. Om Shri candana-drava-digdhāṅgyai, namah swaha. Om Shri. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, whose body is fragrant from the scent of smeared sandal paste. Chandanam is sandal. Candana-drava is the paste of the sandal. And we know Mahalakshmi resides in so many auspicious things she has chosen, and chandanam, sandalwood, is one of the things that Mahalakshmi resides in. So she takes all the best of the creation, and she's adorned with all that. She is candana-drava, the sandal paste. Digdhāṅgyai, anga is the body parts. All her body parts are smeared with the sandal paste. So when we see in any function with ladies or any auspicious functions, marriages, the traditional, the baby shower that they do in India, when they do, all the ladies come and they smear sandal paste on the face, on the arms, on the feet, and they smear sandal paste. It's very auspicious. And if you have noticed, the evenings at the end of the day, when they come to before the temple closes, the main ceremonies are over in the night. So they rub sandal paste on the cheek of Narayani. If you go and see Narayani everywhere, just a little bit of sandal paste on the cheek. This application of the sandal paste is very auspicious, and it is bringing the fragrance into applying that fragrance on her form. And the next one is also on fragrance. And we will see, maybe there are deeper, I'm sure there are deeper meanings into all these. And one of the things that comes to my mind is smell. Fragrance is related to the earth element. Like each sense, like smell, taste is related to the water element, sight is related to the light element, and sound, touch, the different elements, and smell, ganda, smell, is related to the earth element. And that in the chakra system is the Muladhara, which is the root chakra that grounds us, that brings us and connects us. It's the grounding aspect. And we are bringing all the names that are coming, or all those are related to the fragrances, and then starting again from the grounding, the names that come in this week. And these mantras of these 1,000 names, they are building up in various ways. They may seem just like a name, but there's so much mantras embedded into these names, and there is a formation, a format that is woven into it, that is not, we don't understand the depth of these, as Bhagdevis have compiled it with their wisdom into this, with their devotion. And among all the names, these 1,000 names are something Sri Lalitha Rani herself is very fond of. Among the thousands of names, the condensed 1,000, among all the so many thousands of names, this 1,000 is something she's very, very fond of. So each name has its depth to it, even though it might just seem, oh, she applied this fragrance is nice, that fragrance is nice, musk, all that. There is more depth to it than just the superficial meaning that we see. And the meaning of it is also bringing us to this form and connecting and grounding us with her. Her 435th name, Om Śreem cāmpēya-kusuma-priyāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem cāmpēya-kusuma-priyāyai namah swaha. Namah swaha. Om Śreem cāmpēya-kusuma-priyāyai namah swaha. Namah swaha. Om Śreem cāmpēya-kusuma-priyāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem cāmpēya-kusuma-priyāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is fond of the fragrant champa, the champaka flower. The champaka flower is we've seen earlier also in the name. It is a yellow, there's a yellow type and there's a pale yellow, whitish pale yellow champaka flowers. We call it Shenbaga flowers, and it's very fragrant. Sometimes if you look at it, the champa also is used in other usages for the plumeria frangipani. Here the champa is the Shenbaga flowers. We have seen we've seen her nose description. It's partly open champa flowers. And we have seen in the earlier names also. Om Śreem champaka shuka punnaga saugandhika lasakka chāyai namah swaha. So she adorns herself with the champa, ashoka, punnaga, all these fragrant flowers. Here it's the champa again. There's a reference of the champa flower. Kusuma means flowers. Cāmpēya-kusuma meaning champa flower. Priyāyai. Priya is, she loves it. She's very fond of it. It's very dear to her. Priya. So champa flower is very, very dear to her. And it is very fragrant. It is in the botanical as Magnolia champaka. And so many flowers that are very special, and especially when we offer flowers to the divine, it is the fragrant flowers that are selected, because that fragrance is something, it is a quality that adds to the beauty of the flower. Sometimes we find very grand looking, very beautiful flowers, but generally when we offer flowers to the divine, we select those that have fragrance, and that beautiful fragrance is what we offer, that we select the best, and she selects the best in all that. Even though all the creation are hers, everything in creation is manifested from her. And even in that, the essence, the best of this, like when we have the sattva, rajas, tamas, is all from her. We select the sattva, the best, filter out all that and give only the best among all to her. And this flower is one that is very special for her. And in the Vishnu Sahasranamam also says Mahavishnu is very fond of the champa flowers. And sometimes we can see they would, in the creations, each champa flower, a row of all that, so like a tube, like there, it's like a all arranged beautifully, as sometimes they, as a, it's like sun's rays radiating when it's, aligned and tied together. It can be worn, she's adorned like a garland with that, or it's on the hair as a decoration, a beautiful yellow circular ring with a base, the cells are the green and then the yellow and or the pale white coming up. It looks really beautiful and the fragrance is really intoxicating. It's very beautiful. Her 436th name. Om Śreem kuśalāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem kuśalāyai namah swaha. 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 Om Śreem kuśalāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is very skillful, the cosmic mother who has manifested the entirety of creation. She can be nothing but skillful. She does things, it's not just the skill, it flows effortlessly. We have seen just by the blinking of her eyes, rows and rows of universes are created and destroyed just in that fraction of a second. Just so, such is her skill. She doesn't have to think through it, plan through it. Kama says, Chakyam always says, the divine sankalpa, she just thinks, it just manifests. Whatever is needed just comes to manifest. And at the human level that we experience, miracles happen when we just put out our sankalpa to the universe, and then when it's in alignment, things come together and we await that time for it to form, whether it is ready, whether we are fit to receive it, and whether the moment is right. So many things are there in human and other forms when they want to do something. For the divine, just that thought to created the entirety. Otherwise, she would have been in the Shiva state, in that state of drunken in that inebriated bliss, the Mother Shalini that she is. There is no need to do anything. If you have seen those who have in deep meditation, they are in that oneness. There is no interest in the external world. There is no motivation to go do this, get that, build, so much activities. Mind is soaking in the bliss. There is no urge to even create. But that tiny movement of that desire to create, the Kameshwari, that desire has brought in that entirety of creation, all the manifestation. And it happens just with the thought, without any effort. For us to build a home or we want to do something, so much effort, thought, planning, time goes into it. For the divine, she's so skillful, it just happens effortlessly for her. And in a very humorous way, one of the devotees is telling the divine You can do everything to the best of it. You're the master in that. But I am better than you because you may give the best. But when it comes to devotion, I give what little I have, what frugal thing I have, and you take that, and what you give in return for me is yourself. So who has gained more? I have gained more than you. You have given more. So I'm more skillful in that way, the devotee is saying out of his devotion and in his love for the divine, when he's saying, who is more skillful? The devotee in that pure devotion, she is bhakti priyāyai, bhakti kamyāyai, namah swaha, we have seen. All these skills, everything that manifests from her, she gives the totality of it when the devotee comes with that pure devotion. There is no calculation when the divine wants to give in that state. All she looks for is that pure devotion, love from the devotee. And that brings the entirety of the divine to the devotee. So she is the master of the universe, but as the devotee progresses and the purity comes in, the devotee is able to draw the divine, and which is what we will see again in her names. And all this grace, the fragrance, the skill, and the beauty leads us to her next name, 437th name. Om Śreem Komalākārayai namah swaha. Om Śreem, Om Śreem Komalākārayai Komalākārayai namah swaha. Namah swaha. Om Śreem, Om Śreem Komalākārayai Komalākārayai namah swaha. Namah swaha. Om Śreem Komalākārayai namah swaha. Om Śreem Komalākārayai namah swaha. Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, whose form is very graceful, very beautiful. Komala is grace, that beauty. Akara, we've seen one of her names, Nirakara, negation of the form, Akara's form, Nirakara. She is the formless, the Brahman that is the formless. Now we are grounding ourselves into her form, her description of her form. So we are coming into the manifested form, describing her form. And akara, graceful form, komala akara, komala kara. She's so graceful and so beautiful. We've seen Mahalavanya Sevati. She's the treasure of all the beauty. She is, her grace, her walk is like that of the swan. Marali Mandagamanayai. So we have seen in several of her earlier names the grace and the beauty that she is. And as we have seen, all the words now coming is like ka, ka, ka. If you see her Lalitha Sahasranamam, the first the first letter, the akshara, it builds up it's now ka, ka, ka that's coming. Sometimes we'll see na, na, na. Sometimes we'll see pa, ma. So each of these mantras that are embedded, they are forming, we don't know in the subtler realms, the effect of the mantras are building up and it's formed. There are the Vagdevis have compiled it. Along with the names, there are so many other subtleties that are building up in these names of hers. As we chant the names, we reflect on her, we imbibe her with each of these names. So Komala Akara is the form. Her 438th name, Om Śreem kuśalāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem kuśalāyai namah swaha. 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 Om Śreem kuśalāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is Kurukula. And we have seen when you're looking at the Sri Chakra, every aspect of the Sri Chakra are Devi's divine forms. It is her, as we saw, that gem with each facet is one, each form. The Sri Chakra is full of so many Devis, the cosmic mothers, various other names with each of their personality and their characters. And Shri Kurukula Devi, we saw that in the Sri Chakras we go. Sri Chakra in dimensional is the yantra we see, the geometric pattern of the Sri Chakra. In the three-dimensional, we see it as the Meru. There are so many, like the crevices embedded, like with all the different variations in the triangles and the circles that are building up, going to the top as the Bindu. And there are these 9 levels to go to the depth, into the interior, the topmost or the centermost, the Bindu, where she is the Shiva Shaktya, that union form that is from which everything manifests. And each layer we have seen earlier also, when we, in the earlier names we saw in the Sripura was being described, we saw the money, the house made of the gem, the wish-fulfilling gem, and those earlier descriptions. So as we are going into each level, deeper and deeper and closer, there is more, it becomes more refined and the essence becomes more and more and more. And Kurukula Devi, she resides between the two, like the compartments or these boundaries, like the square, like the concentric, and like the streets in between. They call it like tank or the street. It's just a description saying there is this the first level, second level, third level, up to the ninth level. And then we saw the Panchakoshantaras. Then there is the 5 Simhasanas, the 5 Ratnas, the 5 Kamadhenus, Mahalakshmis. So there's so much more, so many Devis there, the divine form. And Kurukula Devi, she resides in that part of the Sri Chakra, where one is the Ahankara, the ego, and the other is the Chit, that totality of the consciousness. And she is the deity. She is the divine mother, the cosmic mother aspect of Sri Lalitha Narayani. Kurukula is that aspect of her. She rules the indriyas, the senses, and the antakarana, the manam, buddhi, ahankaram, chitta. So the mana, the mind, the buddhi, the intellect, mano, buddhi, ahankara, the ego, the chitta, the super consciousness, that state where this mind dissolves to merge into that oneness of us. So as the devotee is going deeper, closer and closer to her, each one in their journey goes through these various stages of that refinement. When we say that refinement, it's like you're qualifying for, like you're writing the exam and qualifying and mastering those skills to go to the divine. The impurities fall off. So what happens as you become more and more impure, all the others just fall off. And in this process of this going nearer to her, we go through each of these deities of hers, and we honor each, we master them, receive their grace and blessings to move forward and closer to her. And Kurukula Devi, she rules the indriyas, or senses. So the senses become our tools, they don't control us. But when we are away from the divine, not as connected, then the senses control us. As we become closer and closer to the divine, the Atma Balam, the soul's strength, grows and grows. It becomes stronger and it can override the senses. So senses just come at the beck and call of the need of the soul. Otherwise, it is the senses that control our life most of the time. So that aspect of overcoming of the senses, or having the senses listen to the soul. So the soul becomes the ruler and not the senses are ruling. And when we go through those indriyas, master the indriyas, the senses, and we master the antakarana, the mano, buddhi, hankara, chitta, as the more and more refinement comes into each of the devotee, they are able to become one with the divine at each of these states, and to finally to reach her and merge into her. And in this process of, it is an internal journey which is not visible to the external world. The masters, the gurus who have been through this, they know. So each Sishya, the disciple, when we are with the master sees through all these subtleties, and it is a very customized teaching to each student. So that's why spirituality, when we are in the path of spirituality, we look for a guru, because all the knowledge is there. It is like going to the internet, you can download any information, but what is really necessary for each one, who needs what at which moment, the guru can see which path you're on, how far you have come, and give you that which is needed for you. Otherwise, we can be swimming in this ocean of this overload of information. We are looking at the internet with the overload of information. Imagine in the whole cosmos, in the entirety of creation, how much more overload of knowledge and wisdom is there. But to filter out all that and see only what you need at this point in your life, for your progression, for your life, for your peace, to connect with the to develop your Atma Balam and to connect with the creation, with the universe. The Guru knows, because the Guru is the physical form of the divine who knows this path. So the Guru is such an important aspect in the path of spirituality. The Guru can filter through all this to see what exactly you need. So the ahankar, antakarana, the manam, buddhi, ahankara, chitta, as they become purer and purer, as you drop off all the unnecessary, sometimes too much good also becomes a burden. Remember, we saw when the Kumbha Vishing, when they do every 12 years, when this happens, the sages, saints, evolved beings come there to shed their good and offer it to the world, and those who are in the path come to receive it. So this Kurukula Devi, she rules the senses. She is the mother of the Antakarna, which is all these are tools. They become tools to serve us rather than they becoming masters that rule us. So that is the quality in the progress of the devotee as he grows closer and closer to the core essence of the cosmic mother. Sri Lalitha Narayani, and Kurukula Devi is one of her form that rules the senses and the Antakarana. And she resides in that aspect of the Sri Chakra, where the delineation of the Ahankara is one of the Prakara. The boundaries is Ahankara, the ego. The other boundary is the Chitta, the cosmic consciousness. So we've come that close to her in the center when we are receiving the grace of Kurukula Devi. Her description is she is smeared in red, and she is likened to the Kuruvinda. We have seen Kuruvinda, Manishreni, Kanatkotira Mandita. Her Sri Lalitha Narayani's crown is full of those red gems of the ruby, the Kuruvinda. So Kurukula Devi is red, and she's likened to that Kuruvinda, the ruby. And she also is described with 4 arms holding bow and arrow of flowers, the hook and the nose. That similarity is there so much because as the mind refines, the ego refines, we are going closer and closer to the divine in this journey of progression, of going back to the source. And she also represents the softness of femininity. When we always describe the feminine aspect, we saw Komala Karai. She's very graceful. She's very soft and gentle. These are the aspects of the femininity. And Kurukula Devi represents that softness of femininity. But the other description of her, if you see a picture of her, she's wearing a garland of skulls. We have seen Kali, Mahakali also, Kalima wears garland of skulls. And it can look, the redness, the skulls, it can look quite scary. These symbolisms are several ways it can be looked at. She has won over, the skull represents the human individuality, the life's individuality. And we surrendered, let go of that Ahankara ego, and she picks it up, she wears a garland of it to release all that, to purify the devotee. And she looks quite fierce, and we have seen some forms of the divine, like some forms of Kali, Kurukula, they can look fierce. But the cosmic mother nature is anything but fierce. It is only pure love. So why does her external appearance look so fierce? She's removing all that is unnecessary from us. She wears it as a garland. She can do anything with it because she rules supreme over all this. And as the devotee's mind, her devotee's antakaranas, indriyas purify, there is no element of fear. The fear becomes less and less and less until that point. Even the fearful, you see, only as a cosmic mother, it doesn't trigger fear in you. That level of purification has been achieved. So it is also a test to see how far we have advanced in our journey back to the source. The fear element drops off because when only pure love remains, there is no fear, because fear is in the way of love. So love cannot sustain fear, fear cannot sustain love. So as the love becomes stronger and purified, the fear drops off, whatever the form it is. Even the fiercest of form, you will see it as the purity, the love, you see that there is no space for fear in that. So in both ways, she clears it, and it also tests the purity of the devotee in the progression of the journey back to the source, to the cosmic mother. Her 439th name, Om Śreem Kuleshwaryai namah swaha. Om Śreem Kuleshwaryai namah swaha. Om Śreem Kuleshwaryai namah swaha. Namah swaha. Om Śreem Kuleshwaryai namah swaha. Namah swaha. Om Śreem Kuleshwaryai namah swaha. Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is the ruler of the Kula Ishwari, residing in the Kundalini. Or another way of describing this name, Kuleshwari, is she is the triad, the ruler of the triads. We have seen this also before. The measurer, the measurement, and the thing measured, the knower, knowledge, and the known, the seen, the sight. So the triad in that creation, when creation happens, there is the subject, there is the object, and the activity that transpires between the subject and the object. That totality of the triad is she. In every aspect of existence, she is the Kuleshwari in all these realms. The doer, the doing, the deed, every aspect is her. And when one has mastered that, they see me as this as her, that as her, the whole process as her, that wisdom becomes ingrained, and that's how the evolved beings then, that's how they transact with the world. When they see the other, they see the divine in that. When they see the actions, they see the divine in that. When they see themselves, they see the divine in them. So the whole of existence, as the devotee purifies and evolves, they see the entirety of the triad as only her. That wisdom, that purification, the purification of the antakarna, the purification of the indriyas, brings one to that state to be not just look at it as mere words, but to live that wisdom. And to see her in all these triad of that. And she is the one, we have seen her name Kula in her names 90 to 95, we've seen Kulāṅganāyai, Kulāntasthāyai. And the Kula here in the physical realm, in the path of yoga, and in the path of the Kaula Marga, it's describing the ascension of the Kundalini through the chakras, through the six, the Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Nahata, Vishuddhi, Agnya, and then to the Sahasrara, and then to the Brahmarandra, the whole journey of the Kundalini through the Kula. Kula is the path, the lineage. So she is the Ishwari, the divine, the cosmic mother, who is the ruler of this entire path of Kula. And in the Kula of the whole of the creation, all the path, she is the ruler, the Ishwari of that. And the next names continue on this path of Kula. They are revisiting the chakras and her energy source that is within us, and as it rises, so as it rises in the journey, in the path for the devotee, we can see which chakras, what is manifesting, what is in full expression, which is in grandeur, which is blocked or which is distorted. So she rules this whole path, and in her journey, these paths are getting cleared and purified. So the journey within us progresses. The she within us, the Kundalini, rises through the microcosm. We describe her in the macrocosm, we are describing her in the microcosm. And it is all her. But our mind has not reached that state where we see this, that, you, me, everything as her. And this journey to reach that state where we see her, and the little eye drops and everything becomes the big eye, that super conscious state, that chitta, kasha, to merge in that state, is the whole journey of this possibility is given to each one of us to traverse this journey. It is a potential, it is an opportunity, and those who are drawn to it, there is the guidelines and there is the Guru to guide us through this journey to go back to the source. Another word on the previous name, Kurukula. This name, Kurukula Devi, also one finds in Buddhism. And in Buddhism, there is also a lot of the rituals in that. And Buddhism is an offshoot of this Hinduism, which has been there for millennia, for yugas and yugas. And the essence of that, the wisdom in that is taken into that. And Kurukula Devi is also described as the red Tara in Buddhism. And this divine doesn't compartmentalize into religion, because all religions are encompassed in her. They originate from her. And looking through the different timelines, some religions appear to the need of the moment of that time. And some are like always there, because the essence of the wisdom is timeless. And it modifies to the need of each time, each yuga. For the humanity, the Vedas are the essence of entirety of creations. For the Devas, they have their scriptures, it is Ila. For them, what is prescribed for them is given in their spiritual texts of Ila. Like that, even the Asuras have their own specific texts. And these are timeless, and they guide through each life form what is for them to live that life opportunity each one has been given. So they fulfill the potential of life. That opportunity fructifies in the time given to them in that form, in that birth. And that is the compassion, or that is that pure love of the divine given to each life form to bring out the fullest potential. Let us chant her names for this week and offer it to her. Om Śreem mada pāṭala ganda bhuvē swaha. Om Śreem mada pāṭala ganda bhuvē namah swaha. Om Śreem mada pāṭala ganda bhuvē namah swaha. Om Śreem candana-drava-digdhāṅgyai namah swaha. Om Śreem candana-drava-digdhāṅgyai namah swaha. Om Śreem candana-drava-digdhāṅgyai namah swaha. Om cāmpēya-kusuma-priyāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem cāmpēya-kusuma-priyāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem cāmpēya-kusuma-priyāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem kuśalāyai 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 namah swaha. Om Śreem kuleshwaryai namah swaha. Om Śreem kuleshwaryai namah swaha. Om Śreem kuleshwaryai namah swaha. Om sarva-mangala-mangale Shive sarvartha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Namah swaha. Om Jnana-rupāya vidmahe Shaktiyam Samya Dhimahi Tanno Shaktiyam Prachodayam. Namah swaha. Om Namo Narayani. Let us offer our chants, our prayers, our devotion to Sri Lalitha Narayani, offering ourselves to receive her grace, her blessings for all of us, all our loved ones, all of humanity, all the sentient beings on the whole of Mother Earth and in all the worlds, to gain this wisdom, to receive this wisdom and live this wisdom of karma, of thinking good, speaking good, doing good, to receive this gift of devotion for the divine, to connect with the divine within us, with the divine within each other, to connect with the divine in the whole of the creation, to always be merged in the soulful qualities that she is, always with her grace and blessings of Sri Lalitha Narayani, the grace and blessings of Sri Shakti Amma Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. Are there any questions? We can end the session. We can end the recording. Thank you. Om Namo Narayani.